Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Now interestingly enough, Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence is going to happen. It will happen on August 21st for the WBC and IBF welterweight titles in Las Vegas. Now this is incredible because Manny Pacquiao is 42 years of age and he's coming off of 2 years out of the ring. He's a full-time senator in the Philippines, yet still he's coming back to fight Errol Spence, a world champion, and recognized as number one in that weight class. I know that some would say that Terence Crawford is number one, Errol Spence is not, but I believe that if you look at their resumes, the fights they've had, who they've beaten, you have to consider Errol Spence as number one in that weight class until Terence Crawford gets in the ring and proves otherwise. So we kind of do have to put Errol Spence as number one, regardless of whether we believe Terence Crawford could beat him based off of his resume and the fighters he's beaten in the current weight class. I know that Crawford has gone through multiple weight classes, but this is welterweight. And who has he fought at welterweight? The best fights, Kell Brook, and there is also Amir Khan. So if you look at it like that, I mean, I know that Errol Spence fought Kell Brook, but he fought prime Kell Brook, and that is a different kettle of fish. I mean, I believe that Terence Crawford would probably still beat a prime Kell Brook. And yes, there was a lot of talk of Terence Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao, but that never came through. That makes you wonder about Terence Crawford and his future as well. Is he ever going to have a big, significant fight in that welterweight division? They're closing him out, and he's really struggling to make a big fight, and Bob Arum doesn't seem to be too happy, giving him these high purses, and not really getting anything back from it. I mean, I know that sounds harsh me saying that. That's not what I'm saying, that's what Bob Arum actually said with Terence Crawford right there, that he's not losing money on Crawford anymore. So there could be a situation where Terence Crawford has to make a decision on his future. That could be very important going forwards for him because he's not getting the big fights. Errol Spence gets big fight after big fight, and as many as he wants of them. I mean, he's going to fight Manny Pacquiao, then he'll likely fight Ugas after that in a unification fight. So he continuously gets these big fights, but then again, is he going to beat Manny Pacquiao? That's the big question. I think that Errol Spence is a tough fighter, and he's proven himself to be a good boxer as well, but can he deal with the heat that Manny Pacquiao will bring? And I guess that does also rely on how much Manny Pacquiao can still give at this point. Is he going to be as ferocious as he was in the Keith Thurman fight? I mean, he's only a couple of years older, and he was, what, 40, 41, around that age then? He's 42 now. Are things going to be all that different? Is age really a factor for Manny Pacquiao? I guess we will only find out on fight night because a lot of fighters, they don't really grow old over time. It seems to happen quite quickly. When things start to slip, they slip and they go very fast. So I think time will only tell, and it will be during the fight that things start to catch up to Manny Pacquiao, if that actually happens. Now, of course, Errol Spence has proven himself to have a good chin, and he does punch hard, and he is relentless. He's shown a good gas tank, especially in that Sean Porter fight. That was a great fight, by the way, brilliant fight between those two, and I would like to see a rematch with Sean Porter and Errol Spence down the line, although that's not going to be on the cards at the moment. This fight is going to be entertaining between Pacquiao and Spence. I'm just wondering, what can Manny Pacquiao do to put a dent in Errol Spence, because he's going to have to, and I'm not entirely sure that he has the power now to be able to do that. What he can do is work down to the body. That's probably the best thing that any fighter can do when they go in there with a fighter who has a granite chin and they have to put a dent in them, because let's be real, if Manny Pacquiao does not, then Errol Spence is going to walk through his punches, and while Manny Pacquiao does offer good angles and his punch output is incredible, especially going through the full 12 rounds, still, he is going to have to land something significant to get the respect of Errol Spence, and we haven't seen Errol Spence hurt too much upstairs, so the best thing he can do is work down to the body, slow the younger man down. But still, win, lose or draw, this is incredible from Manny Pacquiao, still competing at elite level despite being 42 years old. But not just that, the years he spent in the sport of boxing, it's not just about age. It's about the fact that he's been in the sport that long, yet still he is competing at this level. Can he pull off the unthinkable? It's definitely possible. That's the great thing about boxing. Anything is possible. but you would have to favour Errol Spence, but you cannot count out someone like Manny Pacquiao. It will be interesting, I guess, on August 21st. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below. Also leave a like and grab that subscribe button. Thanks, guys.